What's up, guys? So got a little video here I'm going to make for you. We are currently doing a Rotrex supercharger kit on this. Now for any of you guys that are doing this kit, I hope that you're going to run an oil cooler, because the oil temps will get hot. This thing will need to cool down. I'm going to show you something. If you got an oil cooler and you're putting on a supercharger kit or even a turbo, it don't matter. There is a delete that you can do that removes some of the lines on the engine. This is for 2013 plus VQ37. Now what I'm going to show you is the fact that we have this big oil cooler here. The factory setup has a oil cooler as well. So if you look right here, this is the factory oil cooler. It's meant to flow coolant in this side. It comes out, back around, flows it back. Now what that does is it cools. It's got a housing around it that cools, obviously, the inner housing, which has oil flowing through it. Now if you have an oil cooler like there, you don't need this, for one. And for two, you're just creating more spots where coolant can leak. For three, you got extra BS on your engine that you don't need. So what we're gonna do is, if you see this line set right here, this line here, and this line down here, and you follow this, so this bottom line goes up, and it gets right in the way of where you install the supercharger belt. So we'll try to focus there. Now you end up having to bend that line out of the way, but you don't need that line, nor do you need the line that runs under it and goes up underneath the AC compressor. This hose right here connects to that nipple that we were just talking about, the one that you have to bend out of the way if you're doing a supercharger kit. Now, this right here, you can remove this hose. This can be looped with that hose right there, and it deletes the need for having coolant lines running through your oil cooler. So to make that more clear, we're going to take this hose here. Instead of it doing a 90 and looping into the oil cooler system that heads towards the oil filter adapter, we're going to take this, we're going to grab a hose, we're going to loop around the side of the compressor, and we're going to attach it right into the line that you're looking at right there. So here is the assembly right here. So to the oil cooler, factory oil cooler. And then this, obviously what we're doing is we're now taking this and looping it with this. So it bypasses this whole assembly. You no longer need it, go ahead, throw it away. Now we are on the very back of the bottom of the AC compressor. And now we're just going to grab this guy, take this clamp off, all right, as you can see, we got one attached. Now we just take this, fish it up to the top, and hook it up. Reuse your factory clamps. It loops underneath, right behind the AC compressor. I would tuck it on the outside of your AC compressor line. That way it keeps it away from the belt drive system. But now we got essentially nothing down there. No lines to deal with, no mess. And you just avoided multiple coolant leak locations. This, because it's brand new hose, shouldn't leak for a very long time. And not only that, you are taxing the cooling system a little bit less by not running it through the oil cooler now. So we're just going to cap those lines that were down at the factory oil cooler. No more drama. You just took major weight out of the system. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's how you do the factory oil cooler delete if you got an oil cooler on it that's aftermarket.